Runner D, Tag 9, Ride Arm Part, Applying Nippers to Runner Gate, now! The microphone caught his muttering voice, making it echo throughout the room. The venue had concrete walls with bare pipes and was just large enough to fit 100 folding chairs. It was the final round and countless members of the audience were standing to watch. The crowd was eager for the game to begin, and the moment he declared the first cut of his nippers, they burst into cheers, creating intense heat and excitement that made it hard to even breathe. The countdown timer on the stage began ticking, grinding down each second of the remaining hour. His eyes were clenched. I mean, seriously, what is this shit? It's a crowd watching someone build gunpla. But wait a minute. He's sanding it. No, he isn't. I mean, there isn't anything being built. This is an air gunpla competition. Air gunpla. Like air guitar. As in, he's pretending to build an imaginary gunpla on stage and people are watching. I know what you're wondering. What is this pile of steaming crap right here? Some kind of weird Gundam fan fiction? No, it's official. This is Gundam Build Divers Jim and Ball's World Challenge, which is the actual official novel that the Gundam Stormbringer is from. Seriously, it is garbage! And the link is in the description if you want to read it. But anyway, here we go. Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla review. Today I'm taking a look at a P-Bandai kit, and of course this right here is the Master Grade Gundam Stormbringer. I'm really excited to take a look at this kit because I thought I wouldn't, and just like in the unboxing I mentioned I got this over at Zenmarket, which is a proxy buying site, and when I did live in Japan I bought all my gunpla from Amazon. It's quick, easy, and it's pretty damn good for P-Bandai kits if you want them. So once again, there will be a link in the description and the pinned comment to check those guys out. But anyway, on to the review. So there is the Master Grade Stormbringer out of the box, and this thing is way better than I expected it to be. I have to admit, the fact that this is P-Bandai is really annoying. This is one of the best Master Grades I have built in a long time, and I think the main reason for that, because it is a kit that is based on a combination of the Gym Sniper 2, an absolutely fantastic kit which I've reviewed before. If you want to check that review out, you can. I highly recommend it. And the Master Grade Gundam 2.0, which is a fan favorite kit, and I realized while building it and looking at the manual of this with the manual of the Gym Snipers, all the parts are essentially the same for the inner frame, so that's why they're mixed. The parts for a lot of the inner frame are pretty much the same. So just winding back into the lore a little bit, this right here is from Jim and Ball's World Challenge. That's an online novel, and the Stormbringer itself is based on the Gym Dominance, the Gym Dominance being from Mobile Suit Gundam Blue Destiny, which was a manga, not an anime. And apparently that was the precursor to the Gym Sniper and the Gym Colony type, both of which as Master Grades use the exact same frame as this kit right here, pretty much ignoring the Gundam 2.0 parts. So all in all, this is a kit with an absolutely fantastic pedigree, and it shows. For a quick size comparison, here it is beside the Granddaddy Gundam. This is the 3.0 as I don't have the 2.0 it's based on. And beside the absolutely big boy, which is the Master Grade Double Zeta Gundam. Something that I think this kit resembles a little bit, but it is a whole lot smaller and a bit smaller than I thought it would be. Pretty much your average Gundam size. All in all, the color separation on here is top notch. The colors look great in that classic Gundam red, white, blue, and yellow. The surface detail is really nice, lots of nice panel lining opportunities all around here. The general look of this Gundam is fantastic. I love it. Especially what I can only refer to as spoilers. And I don't mean a spoilers in spoiling the plot, I mean like the one that you put on a car. And we've got one here on the upper crotch red part as well as around on the backpack, and these are a really unique, cool touch. We also have those big flipper flappers around on the back, which kind of remind me of a cross between what you would see on Sinanju, the fuel tanks, and what we've got hanging down behind the God Gundam. Moving up to the shoulders, that has a real Double Zeta vibe, and the inner shoulder parts on the actual torso. These things right here remind me of the Wing Gundam's Vulcans on the shoulders, but there is nothing inside of these. These are just blocks of plastic. And this is a really cool new take on the typical Gundam V-fin antenna. That little red crest is huge, the white section flares out, almost kind of like a Seed Destiny style mobile suit, and we've got the little yellow section in there which also has a Seed kind of vibe popping up. So this feels like it's derived from a lot of different types of mobile suits. This is designed by Naoki himself, and you can tell a lot of effort and passion did go into the design of this guy, so it is a real disappointment once again that this is P-Bandai. This to me, I believe, is a kit that everyone should have access to. It is that awesome. So moving on to the accessories, and here's the Master Grade Gundam Stormbringer with everything that it comes with. And what we have is the two parts that make up the twin beam cannon, two standard beam sabers, the box beam sabers, a base adapter, and a bunch of different fingers for using with the hands. Starting off with the hands, these are those old Gundam Age style ones. These were also featured on the Gym Colony as well as the Gym Sniper 2. And what we get in here is 4 sets of interchangeable fingers which make fists, widespread open hands, beam rifle holding hands, and beam saber holding hands. So seeing as these are the same hands that come with those particular gyms, I assume those weapons will work with it. So let's try out the sniper rifle from the Gym Sniper 2. So try to attach in the fingers. Nope, somehow I forgot that the fingers that come with the sniper rifle are specially made for it. So even though these are different fingers, these are the fingers from the Gym Sniper 2. I'm just going to see if they work in this particular hand. And they should, so let's try it out. In they go. And there we go. There's the Stormbringer with the sniper rifle, but again, you had to use the fingers from the Gym Sniper 2. So let's try different weapons that would use the standard fingers. So this time around, let's try from the Gym Colony here, which I just pulled off the shelf. Actually, I can already see there is no point. This is the same extended finger we saw on the Gym Sniper. So sadly, the Gym Sniper, Gym Colony style weapons will not work with the hands from the Stormbringer without using the fingers from those kits, because this is the Gundam Age style finger. It's spaced for those weapons, so it doesn't quite fit the ones we were just looking at. So sadly, once again, those UC weapons will not work with this guy. With the fingers that come in the kit, that is. As for the weapons it comes with itself, first off we've got, using the standard set of holding fingers, they just simply pop into the hand like so. So nothing crazy. And of course, when they're not in use, you can just pop out the beam from the handle, and they can be stored around here on the back. These are extremely small beam saber handles, by the way. Next up then, we've got a pair of box beams, and these attach onto the rear of the forearms. There's one, and there is two, and they feature this hole here which can also be used with the beams. And that right there is what they will look like attached. I have to admit, I really love wrist-mounted beam sabers. I think they look so much better than the standard handheld ones. And they just seem so much smarter and easier to deploy. Those are cool. Next up then, we have the two parts that make up the twin beam cannon. Now this is interesting. I thought just from images and stuff that this right here was all one section, but it's not. This handle-like part with the scope that connects onto the fingers like so, then we just snap it in to the hand like that. So this right here is all one separate little segment. That is interesting. That is not how I thought this worked. And as for the part with the actual twin beam cannons, you've got to pop off the box saber. So off with that. And then that attaches on where that came off. And that looks like that attached. The blue section does slide in through this then. So that does connect them slightly. So that is what that looks like all put together. That is pretty cool. Lastly then, in here is your standard base adapter. So this is nothing exciting. Just clips onto the crotch and can connect it into an action base. Moving now into the articulation, and I already know that the Gym Sniper 2 was absolutely phenomenal. How this will translate over to this guy, I'm not sure yet, but let's find out. So as for at the neck, it is just a standard ball joint in there, as well as a hinge inside of this section, which allows it to move forward and back. So you do get this kind of motion out of it, as well as that standard up, down. That will not rotate all the way around because of those big shoulder gray sections. And we've got the standard side to side tilt from that ball joint. At the shoulders, we have a whole lot going on in here. These can move really forward and back thanks to that little joint in the torso. It does feel a little bit on the loose side, however. The shoulder armor can really move out separately to the arm, which allows for that full spin 360 degrees there, as well as out and in that can rotate up and down because there's a joint here and a joint there. The arm then moves independently to that up and down, so you can get quite a bit of movement up there because the shoulder displaces in such a way. At the upper arm, that full typical rotation there. There is the bend at the elbow, and that is impressive. We have this little pistony section here. You'll recognize that once again from the Gym Sniper. That looks really nice. That bit of armor moves with the joint. The wrist once again is that Age style joint, so we have a ball and socket inside, a hinge here at the wrist, and the thumb is the only thing here with articulation, so that can move in and out around on that ball joint, and we have a bend midway there. Moving down to the waist, and this is the only joint I would recommend putting a little more time into as it feels a little bit on the loose side, and that will only really get looser over time. But either way, there is the ab crunch to the front, to the back, which is quite nice. Usually you don't get anything at all in a Gundam. There is the side to side, which is even nicer, and I think we may have full rotation in here, do we? Yes, we most certainly do. So far, I love the joints on this kit. They're all so simple and effective. There is the side skirt up, front skirt up, the other front skirt up. It looks like these can rock side to side as well. Yes, they can. They can move quite out of the way. These can rock side to side as well. And how about that butt flap? Nope, nothing back here. No rocking mechanism in the hips on this guy, it seems, which really does add to the stability. Let's see what we do get out of the leg. So there is the kick all the way up to the front, and that is impressive. I don't expect to see as much out to the back because of that butt flap. No, not at all. As for the legs out to the side, do we get the full splits? It seems like we might be able to. Let's see, does that side skirt get in the way? Not really. Yeah, that is not bad. Because this is one of those hip joints in there that has that raised armor section to the front, that means we don't get the full rotation here, but we get all the natural movement that we would want. Yeah, definitely. As for the bend at the knee, there we go. That is quite good. Blocked by this massive thruster section on the back though, but still pretty damn good. These things on the side of the legs, they don't move up and out like the Sinanju or anything like that. They're just stuck on. However, we do have this little bit of up and down on these thrusters, which is cool. So as for the ankle down here, this is one of those feet that has those kind of, it's hard to see there, but the pistons inside that move, these are blocked up. They are cool, but at the same time they're blocked and they do restrict the forward and back movement. So there it is all the way down, all the way up, and you don't really get a whole lot in there. I'll detach the leg just so we can see that in a kind of functional pose. So there is what it would look like just on the ground. That's as much as we can get to the front. Hold that in place to see what we can get to the back. So again, that isn't a whole lot at the ankle there because of those piston type sections. As for side to side then, it's there all the way to around there. And I find this splits quite often when you hyperextend that joint. But all in all, it's not bad, but the ankles are definitely the most limiting aspect of this kit. Finally, around on the backpack, we have the sections which have the beam sabers on them. They can rotate forward and back quite a bit. These sections look like they may be independent, but they're not. And lastly is just these little guys, these big flippers. They're just on a big polycap ball stuffed into this hole. So that means they do move around quite a bit, and I guess you can pose them for when it's in the air. If these kind of pop out a little bit, they loosen and start getting a bit floppy. So I do recommend gluing those into position. Those little side armor sections right there. But all in all, the articulation on this guy right here is pretty damn solid. So that is it for the review, and just like I've mentioned already, this is a master grade that is way too good to be P-Bandai. That doesn't make a Gundarium tier after all, that is only for things that absolutely break the mold. But this right here is an absolutely iconic, perfect gold master grade Gundam. And when I say something is gold tier, I mean it is the perfect example of what that grade should be like. And this right here is a perfect master grade. The articulation is top notch, pretty much perfect besides the ankles, which are a little bit limited. The colors look great. All in all, from every angle, it's such an awesome design. There's not a whole lot when it comes to weapons, but they are all quite cool. It can hold them all perfectly, no weapon sag. And just in general, this is an all-round awesome Gundam, and an all-round awesome master grade. If you love master grades just like I do, this is one you really do want in your collection. Hopefully I'll get to see the Gym Dominant soon, which I assume is exactly the same but a little bit different. But either way, like I mentioned already, if you do want one of these guys, Zenmarket is an option if you want to go looking down there in the links on that site. And I also did mention before that I will be giving away this right here soon. But I am absolutely under such a backlog of reviews I need to pump out in the next few days, so I won't be announcing who won that just yet. So once again, I will be looking to get some more P-Bandai kits, and I will be asking you guys which ones you want to see, and I will be choosing one of those to give away. So once again, you do need to be subscribed to see the community post that I will make about that at some point in the future. But again, I don't know when I'm going to do that, because huge backlog. But anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and I'll see you next time.